Sup players, and welcome to this video. I'm TCG. In today's video we're going to react to Open 2026 Round 1 from Denmark. Legiers was so kind to let me upload the video and react to the video. The only thing was just I had to, give him the credit for the video, and that makes sense. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. I will be speeding up this whole duel. Like, the entire duel is like 30 minutes, and I've sped it up so it will only be like 20 minutes. Because why not? But yeah, we have Jan versus Martin here, and Jan is starting out by using the Magnet Warrior deck. He is on the Magnet Warriors, and Martin is on Trap Tricks. So, interesting matchup, but that is just the Danish Yu-Gi-Oh community in a nutshell. You never expect what will appear in the duel, basically. So yeah, and we have some effects resolving here, summoning back the other monster that was sent to the graveyard here. I believe that is the Magnet Warrior Sigma Plus, and we have Martin here responding with a Fuvelos. So that is that's an okay card against the Magnet Warrior deck, especially because that the Magnet Warriors is most likely on the Fiendsmith engine as well. So that is a good response there. Um, Also, we can quickly talk about the round one that I had at the event. I also participated in the event, not on stream sadly, but that is just because that I bubbled the whole event. I went X4, I believe, and then after that I dropped out of the main event and participated in the side event that we had. We had a single winner mat event, and round one I was going against the Magnet Warrior deck. So I got a little bit of the experience how the deck works. Also, the opponent that I had at that point was playing Magnet Warrior Rise Seal Fiendsmith. So that is a crazy deck. I don't know if it's it is I don't know if it's the same guy that's on stream here that I'm playing against. I'm sorry guys for the tongue twister, I couldn't talk there. But yeah, we have an Imperm, and we do have the Imperm was cast on the Stone Warrior thing. And yeah, we have Martin drawing now into his first turn here. It's also some fun about the first round. First of all, if you're on stream, that is just giving you an additional kind of anxiety to be on stream. But also the fact about that the first round, in my opinion, is always the worst round, because you never expect what will happen throughout the entire event. But we can see here that Martin is activating the Fallen and the Virtue, setting Albion to the graveyard and destroying SP Little Knight here. And I don't know if it's in the draw phase, maybe it is. And here we normal summon out one of the Trap Trick monsters, I can't remember the name. And do Jan has a response here? I think he has. Yeah, we have an Imperm on the Trap Tricks monster here. Which is actually funny to think about, that mostly of the Trap Tricks archetype is unaffected by trap effects, but not all of them are. So yeah. And we have a link into Sarah here. And one card set, which is Trap Tricks holds here. And since Martin activated that trap, he can now utilize the effect of Sarah to special summon out a Trap Tricks monster. Which, in my opinion, that is actually kind of nice that he had that in the archetype. And yeah, but if we're going to talk about quickly about my round one, I went against the Odeon deck, so yeah, that was a strong 2-0 for him. Like, cards like Dimension Shifter and Forbidden Droplet pretty much doesn't do anything against that deck, so yeah. Um, Spoiler alert, I was on Vanquish Soul K9 and did not very well. There was a couple of the Vanquish Soul K9 players at the event that did really well. I know one of them got in top 16, and the other was, I believe that if he did not make it past top 16, he was just on the edge of it. But sadly, due to tiebreakers, he did not get the chance to go into top 16 and get the pricing. But yeah, that is just some times Yu-Gi-Oh is just like that. You play the best deck, and then you bubble the entire event. I also feel like that it's on me because the day before I tested with Kultun, so but I thought to myself, nah, it's not gonna be a good deck. I was wrong. There was one single Kultun player that I know of, and he got 10th place. So I was wrong in that. That is on me. Sadly, but yeah. Nothing that I can do about it now. And in my opinion, Kultun is also a really good deck. And it will be better after Blazing Dominion is released in just a few weeks now. We're talking weeks. Because or a little around a month or so, not weeks, but like 4 weeks from now, 4 to 5 weeks from now, we are getting Blazing Dominion, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, a month or so. But yeah, basically, Martin passed on a Sarah and the Rafflesia, I believe it's the card here. And Jan is so lucky to actually have the big Magnet Warrior once again. Or either he top decked it or he added it back with one of the Magnet Warriors. I know one of them can do that. Target one Magnet Warrior in the graveyard and return to the hand. Which I believe, I cannot remember if it's the Sigma Plus that does that, or the Sigma Plus. Maybe the Sigma Plus just guys, allows you to what's it called? It allows you to revive one of your Magnet Warriors. But yeah. Yeah, that was game number 1. Actually going to the Trap Trick player here, I believe. Because of the traps. Let me know down below in the comments, guys. I did not look at the screen. But yeah. Moving on to game number 2 here. Which I believe, yeah, I just reviewed the footage. The Trap Trick player won, so the Magna Warrior is going first here. So yeah, we're starting out with a Fiendsmith track. Now we are seeing the Fiendsmith engine in this, which is, I would say, maybe the strongest engine that you can combine with the Magna Warriors right now. I've also seen some people play the Emancipator, but then again, I feel like the Fiendsmith competitively is strongly one of the better options to utilize in the deck, because it doesn't lock you into anything. Plus, it is still pretty strong the day today. So yeah, we have the standard combo here: Lure into Requiem, Requiem into Lacrima, and Lacrima dumping Engraver, which will return the Requiem back into the extra deck for a sequence here, guys. And then we have the sequence effect here, I believe. Yeah. Fusion summoning into the Fiendsmith's Lacrima, which kind of has become a replacement for Necroquip Princess, I feel like, because I feel like that nobody plays Necroquip anymore in the Fiendsmith variants. It's more like and it also makes sense because you can more easily move into the C-Sub, High King Wave King Caesar. What's it called? Much more much faster. I feel like with the Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Also because that the Fiendsmith's Lacrima can actually revive back one of your fiends, one of your level 6 fiends like or like Graver, not like Lacrima. Sorry. But yeah, we see here another Fallen and the Virtuous destroying this High King Wave Caesar here. And that could potentially mean that it's over for Jan in this round. The same thing, but oh yeah, the same normal summon gets destroyed by Solemn Warning, which I will say could potentially also be a game changer for the trap tricks here. Setting 2 cards and yeah, it looks like that we go towards the end phase here. Yeah, we're setting the second Fallen in the Virtues right here against the Fiendsmith Magna Warrior pile, which I will say, what's it called, guys? The Fallen and the Virtues I feel like is a really strong card against the Fiendsmith engine because like before that you can pop off with the Fiendsmith engine, you need to have some monsters on the field. So, for example, if you activate the Fallen and the Virtuous against the Lacrima and when they have Engraver on the field, only those two monsters before they go into sequence, or potentially on the summon of sequence, you can activate Fallen and the Virtuous and destroy that option right there. But yeah, we have Engraver that was negated by Gravedigger's Trap Hole, which is also a really strong counter to the Fiendsmith. I feel like that every time that the Fiendsmith engine is utilized, all form of graveyard removal or graveyard interruption is just strong and game changing for them. And yeah, Jan is passing over to Martin once again, it looks like. And there's a one unknown card, and we have Trap Tricks something. But I also believe that when that Trap Tricks monster is summoned out, he can search a Trap card or a Trap Tricks card in general, which is negated by Infinite Impermanence. And that is I will say maybe a good counter here. But I also believe that that Trap Tricks monster has more attack than sequence, so yeah. Martin is looking at his back row cards. And yeah, he swings with 1400, I believe. I can't remember if it has 14 or 1600 attack points. And another Sarah linked into here. And Martin is passing his turn once again over to Jan. Can Jan turn this around, or will he be will he start the event with X being X1? We have Engraver once again summoning out itself, and basically I feel like that if Martin is activating the Fallen and the Virtues right here, I feel like that, yeah, it's definitely gonna change a lot, and he also did that. So that is definitely changing a lot for Jan here. But he's still not done. Okay, he normally summons out the Omega Plus, I believe is the name of that Magna Warrior right there. I believe it's Omega Plus, which he attacks and crashes with into Sarah. I see. And he draws return here. Didn't utilize the effect of Albion, so maybe he doesn't play any more of the Fallen and the Virtuous cards. But yeah, then again, it depends a lot on the strategy that you utilize the card in, and also when you utilize the card and all of that. He sets one more card and basically passes turn here. Or what? Did he? No, he did not. Or maybe he did pass turn and then Jan passed back to him because he didn't draw. It did look like he drew a Delta here. Like the Delta, the Frame Gear Delta. But it was hard to see. Or maybe he drew an Ash, one of those two. He activated an Ash Blossom right here to negate the Prosperity, which can also be a little bit of a game changer for everything. Because if you have enough interruptions against your opponent, well, then definitely who is going to get the best top deck? And we have Jan summon out the Omega Plus here, and maybe utilizing the effect to search a Magna Warrior monster. I believe he searches, or he can search, or something like that. Oh no, he doesn't search. It was just the best version of I'm just gonna summon this card out by using the effect but not paying the cost. Alright, so we have normal summon out the Sigma Plus here once again. Will we finally get something, maybe? Will we finally maybe get some things here? I don't know yet. Oh, we have Super Polymerization right here, that is a strong card against the both against the Fiendsmith but also the Magnet Warriors. Because if they can't utilize their monsters before your opponent activates Super Poly or any card that will remove them, then you don't have that much to go into. I know that Magna Warriors is a strong deck. Don't get me wrong there. I know it's pretty strong, but... Okay, is Martin just gonna swing for 15 and pass on that with one set card? That is crazy. Right, Jan is setting one card and one monster. He's T-setting here. And... yeah, basically, still having 3 cards set face down is still very scary. And... wait, hold on, that is a ghost spell. That doesn't get destroyed. Martin will take 300 points. Yeah, that is something. But yeah, basically being able to, kind of doing all this, like knowing your opponent's plays and knowing the route that they are going to take through the combo is just one of the best things that I like to see when I'm watching streams or reacting to streams and at different kind of matches, because it allows me as a player to also be a little bit better, and also all of you guys out there that are watching this with me. Basically, what I'm saying is that when you watch somebody play a deck that you, let us say for example, if it was Vanquish Soul Canine instead of the Trap Tricks against this, and I really wanted to be better at playing the Vanquish Soul Canine deck, then I would probably get a lot of information just from watching that one match. And that is just a good advice, guys. If you want to, get good with a deck, really get good with a deck, just watch replays of matches, and then you will be able to, be a little bit better with the deck. Because you also know when to interact with your opponent and against your opponent, and also against the deck if you end up being in a mirror match. But yeah, let us see here. We have the Fiendsmith engine once again. We have the Requiem on the field using the Requiem here to summon out potentially a Lacrima or an Engraver, one of those two. We have the Engraver here, guys. And using the Engraver here, using Engraver's effect to send the Sarah plus the Requiem to the graveyard. And we have draw for turn here. The Ecclesia, the White Dragon. Which is basically just pretty crazy. Oh, it can bounce back, or it can spin back herself plus an Albion? That is crazy work, man. But yeah, we do basically, yeah, it looks like that we just have game. I believe that, yeah, we're ending up in the game here. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.